if you are married or you have a boyfriend or whatever status your relationship is, as a woman, and this is a thing of advice, a man doesn't worry so much if he can trust you with, like, you're going to be loyal to him. Yeah. He wants to know are you someone I can be emotionally safe with? Yes. Meaning you're not going to use my vulnerabilities against me when you get upset or angry. Or if I can tell you my deepest parts of my soul, truthfully, and you not look at me different. Welcome back, you guys. Thank you for joining another episode of Pops and Socks.
Yay.
Another one. What episode is this, y'all?
Is in the place
episode 8.
Allow me to
we on
grace my lyrical wishes to you.
This is a family episode.
Episode 8, right?
Episode 8, right?
Episode 8.
Again, if you haven't noticed it right now, it's your first time tuning in with us. My name is Anthony Jones.
Anthony Jones. I like how you say it the same way every time.
That's why I'm be consistent.
My name is Anthony Jones.
I want to give you all the full bars. What's your name, smart brother then?
Smart brother, Conspiracy Brother Jones over there. My name is Shaka Andrew.
All right. What about my other brother to my left?
You know what they call me? It's the METHOD. Nah, my name's Bakari.
man. Again,
I'll wait for you to finish that.
Me too. We just lost 6 viewers just based off the way that you decided to do that intro. But that's nowhere here or there.
Podcast about having fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Put your socks on. Get relaxed with it.
Yes. Again, this is Pops and Socks, where you find our most fashionable and comfortable socks to talk about real life dad stuff. Even if you're not a father, this is for you. If you're an uncle or for an aspiring father or a husband one day, this is for you. Even if you are a mother or just want to kick it with us, this podcast is for you.
Come on.
All right, we'll go ahead and get it rolling. Bashaka, or I said Bashaka.
Wow.
That's a new nickname for y'all. Bashaka.
He looked calm and ready to drop bombs.
but he keeps on forgetting. Anyway, we'll start from Bakari then, man. Let's go ahead and kick it off. How's your week been so far, brother?
Week's been fantastic. Truly just coming back from vacation.
Hey,
you went on vacation?
Back from vacation.
Where'd you go,
I need a vacation.
I wish I went on vacation.
Oh, man, I went to the Myrtle out here, the dirty Myrtle out here.
Yeah, dirty, all right.
Yeah, it was dirty.
Bubble.
Yeah, well, you already know.
But again, let me go ahead. I know you haven't asked the question. I'm gonna go and tell you my fatherhood win of the week.
Go ahead, get it popping,
man. Go ahead.
Yo, my son been taking off these past couple of weeks. So I guess it was last week before we went on vacation.
Yeah.
I guess one of Brittany's family members had took Chloe to go get some school clothes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cara wasn't able to go, but I know he was a little sad about it. But Cara wasn't able to go, so she ended up giving Cara like $20 to go, have fun and whatnot. So when they went clothes shopping, Chloe went clothes shopping that Wednesday. Kari ended up going to Walmart because Brittany took him. Mm-hmm. And instead of spending the $20 on himself, he bought Chloe something and he bought Ivory something. Didn't spend no money on himself.
No money on himself?
No money on him. I said, yo, that's a leader right there. He takes care of the family.
Of giving right there already.
Oh,
or
and then
Chloe got
that,
him in a chokehold and she said,
you better give me my candy
pickles.
She might be Angelica Pickle.
I already talked to my kids about how they roles are and the character, how I see their character and how they develop in their character.
That's
but
amazing,
also the
actually.
second thing though, I got another. Go
ahead.
Dog,
yo,
you know how much time
long
we got
the intro, man.
I don't know about y'all. But look here, I've been waiting to sit there and look speak about my son. So this past week, so like I said, they started school and everything. This past week, or this week, my fault. But so he got a phone or whatnot. Yo, instead of coming home and getting on his phone, how many times has people's kids come home, get on their devices instead of doing their homework? This week, my son decided to put away his device and started to read his book.
He was reading right after school?
After school. Smart brother right there.
I said, you know what? I ain't got to worry about you no more, son.
Sounds like a little Isaiah in the making.
Hey,
Oh,
Isaiah is
look,
the first smart brother.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you can draw that smart brother. Oh yeah. But hey, what's up with y'all's week though? How's y'all's week's been going?
Shaka, you
You
going?
want me to answer? I can answer. My week has
Hey.
been going very, very much fine. All right. First things first, I'm the realist. My family is also the realist. My baby girl, she's in walking boot camp.
Okay.
She has this mentality that she can crawl wherever she wants to go, right?
She can.
But I'd much rather her walk. She'll take a couple steps and she'll be like, nah, forget that. I'd
Pick
rather
me up.
crawl.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't do the pickup thing no more.
You
Well, actually,
lying?
nah, I'm lying.
She
Yes, I
lied.
know.
She,
As soon as she
I
does
said, on
this,
the podcast?
the second she lift
See,
them
I caught
arms up.
myself. You know what? Here, come here, baby girl. Come here, I'll pick you up. But
Rafiki out here.
Listen, she is in daddy's boot camp. So I figured out it's something about our carpet that gives her that safe to where, oh, this don't hurt my knees. I can crawl on this all day. But the moment I take her outside and we get on that concrete, she don't want to crawl no more.
I bet she don't.
So it forces her to walk. Amen.
drop on the concrete.
That's it.
That's
Hey,
a
man.
word right there, but we won't
Got
go
it.
in
Hey,
too deep into it.
Simple as that. So we in walking boot camp right now. But that's my win of the week.
All right, my guys.
Okay,
Hey.
what up, Jew Jones? What up?
Listen, my week has not been nothing like that.
Really? Hey, man.
I ain't
Tell
gonna
us about
front.
the
I'm not even
chaos.
gonna lie to you. I had a pretty rough past week or so. Mainly, I guess, maybe trying to get the swing of things, doing dad stuff again, mixed with getting schools for us. It just got started. On top of work has been bonkers.
Bananas.
And I'm not even gonna front with you. I was struggling holding in this week. There's a couple times I had to go to my prayer closet a little bit deeper
That's it.
than I quote normal, but that might be all God's planning, timing. But we're gonna talk a little bit about that on the podcast. But
Claude?
overall, I am excited. My son just started 7th grade. So far, he's been rocking it. He's in advanced classes this year. So we've been trying to be adamant about staying on top of his homework, because if you get behind on that, that catch-up's going to be crazy.
Yeah, you missed the rapture
you
player.
are no
You ain't
longer
catching up.
welcome in this advanced class.
Yeah, you know what? I just told him, I said,
man.
they'll cut you from the class. So
That's crazy.
they'll say, hey, maybe this ain't for you. But nah, he's super, super
Is
smart.
7th grade still on the middle floor in the middle school?
Yep.
It's still in the middle?
Yep. They have
They ain't
bottom
changed
floor
it.
6, top or second floor 7th, top floor 8.
Take you to flight school.
What you doing up here, scrub? Get,
Oh, I
Basically.
used to
Get back down to the-
when you
I
get to
got the
8th
first
grade,
floor.
It was
hey,
crazy. I
man.
remember when in 8th grade, like
Why?
if you made it to the 3rd floor, like at 6th grade, it was like Holy Land.
Oh, absolutely.
You were like, wow, I've never been up. This is what the big kids are like. And man, get out of here, scrub. Hey, in the middle of 6th grade, you like, dang.
Go back down to the dungeon where you belong.
You gotta go all the way back down to Humboldt. It was Holy Land.
Oh, man.
All right,
Why you at
right.
the top, Isaiah? You almost
But we love, again, that was been our wins, and we're gonna dive a little bit more into this. Again, I've had something on my heart. Again, I felt like we talk a lot of this off camera,
Yes.
but I felt that it was something that I want to bring to you guys and see how you guys really feel about it,
Yeah, man.
and maybe give some encouragement to me. And now I've had encouragement. The Lord's really been dealing with me on certain things, in my control and also out of my control. But I know He's faithful either way.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to talk to maybe somebody who might not, quote, know the Lord or even believe, but they love listening to us. And that's our responsibility, because we're just going to be us. So that's how we're speaking.
This is who we are.
This is, if you call us again at Walmart, Food City, we're literally having these exact same conversations with us. So the only difference is there's a camera and it's being recorded.
Same thing.
But I want to start with Shaka on this one. And I sent it to the group message, but I said, what or who or what do you normally go to when, as a man or a husband or whatever, when you're really feeling at your most vulnerable and weakest point? And I say vulnerable, I'm not talking about like you're tired. I'm talking about you're emotionally exhausted,
Yes.
physically exhausted,
Yes.
all those other variables that are chiming in, and you feel like sometimes under this pressure as a man, you feel like you have to keep it together. Something, maybe that's pride telling me that.
A ton of it.
But who or what do you normally go to when you're feeling your most vulnerable or weakest?
Vulnerable. Ooh, that's a trigger word.
Yeah, vulnerability.
Vulnerability hurts. But I'm gonna go ahead and start off saying I don't believe in the signs, but I will say that I'm a Gemini, and they say you have split personalities, right? So
I didn't
who
know
do
that.
I run to? Myself.
He's crazy.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Cut him off. He's crazy already.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all right now, your boy need therapy. Not just
Oh,
because,
bro, every
not
bit
just
of it, though.
not just because anything is specifically wrong, but I believe in going to therapy. Even when you feel like you have things together, you can always improve and build upon yourself.
Right.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. We all need therapy. You listening to this right now, you need therapy.
You need therapy
Don't
at some point.
disregard it. But I will say, it's probably, I don't want to say it's toxic or not, but growing up, it's always been me versus me and me against the world. So usually when I'm feeling at my most vulnerable, and my wife can even tell you, she's like, why you always hold stuff in? Because I can't tell nobody nothing.
She said you gonna trust your wife with it?
Huh?
He's the homies you can hear.
Huh?
LaShonda, you hear that? We gonna pray for Shotgun that he can let
I
go.
hold things in. So LaShonda knows that if I open up to her, it's almost DEFCON 5.
Yeah.
DEFCON 5.
Now,
By the
that's
time I
what,
open
that's what
up-
she that's what she gets kind of scared. Like he's talking to me. That's what she wants. But
Oh,
when
my
he's
God.
talking to me, she's now thinking, "Oh my goodness."
Tuned in.
Yup, it's a wrap. So like, if LaShonda ever sees me cry, she knows it's like, we need to go ahead and get the holy water right now. You got keys to the church. Let's go ahead and go to the church. We gotta get this handled. We gotta get Jesus on that main line. Tell him what you want right now.
I need you to speak with us right
This
now.
whole entire house is about to blow up right now because Shaka's over here tearing up. So usually when I'm feeling like that, I don't know it's bad to feel like I have all the answers, but if I don't try to handle it myself or go straight to Jesus like I ought to be, I usually just keep it within myself. But if I do need to open up, my wife is the first person that I absolutely go to because she's a good person to bounce ideas off of. She's a good listening ear, and she gives me not only constructive feedback, but just words of love and affirmation that I truly need in that moment whenever I feel at my most vulnerable. Because I don't think I felt this vulnerable after having a kid in the whole entire 12 years that we've been together.
Right.
So when I really need something, and she can see, because whenever I get upset or vulnerable or I'm just not feeling myself, I get super quiet.
Right.
You can hear pain.
As a man, I've actually understood this a little bit more. Even for Isaiah too, he doesn't know how to articulate it at times, but
I'm a grown man and I still struggle with that.
right, ladies, if you really want to know what, like women, they literally will voice most of the time what's going on or how they're feeling.
'Cause they're
How you
emotional.
know, how you know as a man something's going on, the quieter he gets. He's searching for answers within inside himself because he's really trying to process. Maybe he's scared. I have anxiety,
Yes.
and also, and I want to say this is kind of a side point, like you pointed out with Shonda.
Yeah.
If you are married or you have a boyfriend or whatever status of your relationship is, as a woman, and this is a thing of advice, a man doesn't worry so much if he can trust you with, like, you're going to be loyal to him.
Yeah.
He wants to know are you someone I can be emotionally safe with? Yes. Meaning you're not going to use my vulnerabilities against me when you get upset or angry. Or if I can tell you my deepest parts of my soul,
Yeah.
truthfully, and you not look at me different.
That's it. The worst thing to do is open yourself up like that and have somebody laugh. Oh,
Or
you
not
want
or right,
oh,
or you laugh again. That's the worst thing.
Ooh.
Even if you think when you think he's joking, if he's willing to put himself at that and you laugh or you chuckle, I promise you just shut him up. Now he's going to be quiet about it. He's not going to say nothing to you, but you just lock the door on his emotion for the next
That's
probably
it.
10 to 5 years
Oh,
until he
absolutely.
can actually trust you.
That's his
and
villain origin
then,
story.
He will trust you up until a certain point, right? The same way, and I don't want to get too expletive, the same way that women feel about their bodies, letting a certain man to get close or whatever that may be,
Yeah.
that's the way a man feels really about his heart.
100%.
Like, I can trust you with a certain point, but if I can't trust you in my heart or my soul like that, then it's going to be a wrap. It's limited how our relationship can be, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And I'll also add on that I feel like growing up with a single mother and my mom being super headstrong.
Right.
I don't know where in our upbringing it came, but I always feel like there was only space for one emotional person in a relationship.
Yes.
And my wife is the ultra, not calling, she ain't soft, but she's just way more emotional than I am. So if we have a tear bank, right? She got 100% of the tears. Shaka's not allowed to cry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think I get that too, but like, and I don't know, maybe like you said, there's one person in the relationship allowed to be emotional or cry,
because
or
one person got to be. I gotta always be.
I gotta be strong. Like, even as a dad, like right now, so I'm a single father.
Yeah.
But even with Isaiah, sometimes I get this. I think it's pride, pretty much.
Yeah.
I can't let him see me be weak or vulnerable because if I fall, who's going to catch me?
Exactly.
That's really where it breaks down to sometimes. And I think that's where I was dealing with a lot during this week of not feeling like you have, not that I don't have people I can quote run to or talk to, but also not everybody. Not that I want to see them or me a certain image, but not everybody is going to give you sound advice. Not everybody is even going to really understand. So I'm really protective of who I open myself up to, which you should be. I talked to Bakari a little bit this week, and he gave me some really good advice and things to think about and pray for me as well, because you're not always going to feel it. But Bakari, I kind of want to shift it to you, brother. Where do you normally go, or who do you go to when you're feeling like that?
First off, I just want to say, just starting out, y'all should go back, probably rewind this, go back to where Shaka first started, get your pen and paper, write it down, because he just gave y'all some golden nuggets out there.
For sure.
For sure. Golden crispy.
But also, me, like Shaka was talking about, and it's crazy. Like, 'cause I thought, and that's why this podcast is so good, to let you know that you're not thinking, you're not the only one thinking the way that you think.
Right.
Other people are going through the same thing, because me, I go to myself.
Right. Same.
And it's not to say that I don't trust my wife.
Not at all. It's not
growing up, I learned to trust myself more in a situation and then put my situation in someone else's hands and have them fixed. Like you said, need counseling. Need therapy.
African American, I just need someone to listen.
That doggone, I'm not crazy in the head like that, but I'm just saying, like, different situations.
But if you stay inside yourself for so long, it makes you feel like you're crazy,
absolutely.
or it makes it feel like you're the only one going through this situation.
Because it's the equivalent. I said, like you said, you stay inside yourself for so long, it's the equivalent of going in a dark room and then finally stepping outside in the bright sun.
It's blinding.
It's blinding out here. So, like me, in certain situations, like, let's say if something happens that kind of rubs me the wrong way, you'll see me.
Okay.
I'm quiet.
Right. Because I'm thinking, I'm processing.
And it's not even that, because it's just, I'm thinking, I'm processing, but also you just showed your character to me.
Right. Is that really who you are, or is that a moment of weakness or vulnerability? And that's what I'm really thinking too. If somebody is, like you said, showing their quote character or their nature to me, I'm also processing, because I value relationships, right? And I never want to be like, nope, this person's cut off the rest of my life. At least not initially. That's what I want. Yeah. So like you said, I'm evaluating, is this who this person really is? Or maybe I'm tripping. Yeah. Or you be like, nah, this made me really feel some type of way of X, Y, and Z. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You good. But for me, like I said, I go to myself, I'll process everything. And then when I feel comfortable, because at that point, if I'm in a situation and something is said that kind of irritates me, my first response is, I'm about to take off on this person.
Yeah, natural.
So usually when I get quiet, it's two things happening. I'm processing it.
Yes.
I'm reading who you are, and I'm calming myself down to respond in a respectful way. And I'm not saying I always do it right, but I also, like I said, I try to calm myself down in a respectful way to where I can give you feedback without raising the decimal on my voice.
Right.
There you go.
That is key.
That's who I go to. But now I'm practicing working on opening up, and it's crazy because it's not like I'm opening up to my wife. I'm practicing on opening up to God.
Right.
That's what it's about.
Right.
That's the part where I'm working on, and like I said, it's a continuous thing. You have to probably, like, even this week I went through certain situations that happened, and I want to tell my wife, but like you said, my wife is emotional. My wife is emotional because she's pregnant. She can only handle so much stuff right now. Exactly. So instead of going to her, like, I've been learning to go to God. God will give me. I would read something in the Bible. God's like, yo, this is what you have. This is what I need you to read, because this is what you're gonna have to work with. And I'm giving you the example that someone had went through the exact same thing that you're going through. Here's how to handle it. Yeah. So when I go to God, I will fix it. Then I will tell Brittany, and then I will tell her how I resolved it before the situation even came about. Boom. So that way, that takes the stress off of her. Yes. And as a husband, that's what we're supposed to do: take the stress off your wife, take the stress off your family. So that's me.
I think that's fire. That is a lot. Again, like you said, go back and rewatch what Bakari just said, because he gave you a lot of highlights and Shaka. And this is where good we're having this conversation.
What about you?
Me, I was actually forced this week. Maybe again, I think God probably designed it this way of me going to Him, and just kind of really, like you said, as a man, nothing makes you feel more. I say this spiritually or emotionally naked.
Yeah,
not physically as naked than being vulnerable.
absolutely.
For me, being vulnerable naturally, like everybody else, makes me feel weak. And it makes me low key when I feel weak, and I realize my natural response like that is anger. And like you said, that was coming up a lot of it this week. I ain't gonna front. I low key about took off on 2 people at work today.
Oh,
or this
my
week.
gosh.
Oh, that's when I knew something was
fired.
wrong. No, I ain't fired. Look, I didn't snap out like I'm gonna get like whatever. But I caught myself getting in an
I need a
attitude,
break.
and it could I could see it on my face.
Oh, yeah.
I literally remember and feel like the Holy Spirit said, like, you good? Like, yo,
good
are you tripping? Like, what's
Man,
good?
Can you hide it on your face? Well,
No, not at all.
you can't hide it all.
Like if I'm confused or I'm thinking
Yeah.
what you're saying, I'm like, okay, I want you to say that again
Yeah,
to make
please.
sure I heard you correctly or how dumb it sounds.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm about to
What
hit
did
you.
I said, okay, but I had one of those a couple times this week, and I literally remember like it happened back to back,
Yeah.
and I was like, I felt the Lord was like, yo, are you like, we need to talk.
Yeah.
This is not you. It's not within your character, and somebody to get you like that is really out of the box. So for me, who I like when I say who or what I go to, naturally I come to you guys about when I'm feeling those things, but also taking those things into prayer. And again, if you're not quote a believer or you don't really believe in prayer, or if you have your own methods, like you said, prayer is another therapeutic form of like counseling. God says He's the great counselor. So meaning talking to somebody and getting this stuff off your
Don't
I don't need you. I don't need you all that.
Who do you call that? Wonderful counselor.
I set him up.
Oh, glory, hallelujah. Whoa,
Come on.
glory, hallelujah.
Glory,
Can I
hallelujah.
finish
Glory,
my thought though?
hallelujah to the newborn. Go ahead, brother.
Anyway, laughter
He was
is a
born
form
in the manger. Go ahead. Look, he gonna stop talking.
Are you finished or you done?
Yeah, go ahead. About find
Laughter
me.
is a form of therapy, I guess,
Absolutely,
too. And that's what we do a long time on here.
Laugh to keep from crying.
Yes, that's if you look at us saying I sell
man.
I sell dad jokes to keep from crying.
That's it.
But true again, honestly, on a serious note, again, when I had to be vulnerable with myself, I had to look at myself in the mirror and be really honest.
Yeah.
That's one thing that sometimes that if you're doing through your day to day, we brush a lot of stuff to the side of the things that you probably should address as men.
Yeah.
Meaning through the week, well, I'm at work. I don't really have time to deal with my feelings right now or how I really feel about it. Let's just put a smile and get this next person or the next opportunity out the way.
Yeah.
My kids are hungry. We need opportunities. I got football. I got all this other stuff I do. I really don't. It's not important how I quote feel right now. Things need to get handled, and that's a good model or quote thing to have until it's not.
Yeah.
That's literally burying things until you can't bury no more, and it surfaces or things start to surface that normally doesn't happen, or normally it's not you or your character,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you're dealing with a crisis, like you said. You stuff those feelings away from LaShonda until when she sees you upset or whatever, that she knows it's DEFCON 5. Like
DEFCON 5.
somebody's on it. So we're on the fringe birth. And men, we shouldn't get to that point at all. But again, what I had to do is I had to go through prayer. I had to go through, I quote, counseling with my brothers. And also I'm working on myself to open myself up, like you said, a little bit more.
Yes.
Sometimes with this whole quote social media thing, I think it started with that. We want this people to perceive you a certain way rather than who you actually are. And I realized God was even dealing with me. He says, Anthony, a lot of the stuff that you're worried about, that you're battling necessarily through, it's not that anything's wrong. He says, you stop being authentically you. And I was like, well, God, people don't want that. I don't really have an opportunity to present that. He says, why don't you? I said, well, man, I got to go here. I got to do this. I got to do X, Y, and Z. And, pretty much I got to make sure the people around me are good. He said, but if you're not good, how are you going to be good for everybody else? And if you're, quote, a cup and your cup necessarily is dirty, you're really pouring really dirty water into everybody else's lives. Now, quote, you're helping them, but how much are you helping them by giving them dirty water or diluted water necessarily into their lives? So, and I was like, well, Lord, like, I don't like really opening those things up because I don't like the way it makes me feel. I said, do I have a, where do I kind of get this? He says, I want you to bring it to the podcast. I said, I don't want people to know my life thinking I'm crazy like that.
Do you want me to dilute the whole world?
The whole world.
I was gonna say,
Come on,
look, you
now,
heard what I just said, so you didn't hear what I said, huh? You hear me, but you ain't listening. But nah, he said, and I really felt this is important for someone, to find those people, those situations, in those situations, because once you open up, you'll realize, and you're truly honest and vulnerable with those people that are close to you. You realize, like Bakari said, you're not the only one dealing with this or thinking this. Nope. Even with your close friends, we have this thing. If you're the person in a relationship, then your friendships, not even relationship wise, that has to be the strong friend.
Yeah.
Then you're doing a disservice to your friendships around you.
1,000%.
On those. And I remember I called Shaka one time, and I don't know, I think God really put him on my heart. And I said, hey, man, what's going on with you?
What's going on with you, man?
I didn't talk to Shaka. I didn't know anything else was wrong or whatever. I said, man, I don't normally call, because Shaka's probably what we deem as the most strongest one of all of us. If I'm tripping, if Shaka's, again, like I said, if Shaka's going through something, it's DEFCON 5.
You know what? What's wrong with the world, mama?
But right, what's wrong with the world, mama? But I just called him one day. I said, hey, man, what's going on with you? Everything good? I said, I normally we don't check up on our strong friends. What's going on? And he proceeded to just tell me everything was going on in his life. And I was like, wow. I said, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Crazy.
I would have probably never guessed that you were thinking or going through these things because, quote, we keep a smile on our face.
Yes.
And if you don't have a safe place to unpack those things, it could really be dangerous, and it's going to show up somewhere,
100%.
one way or the other.
I think we perceive a lot of people as strong until you get to know exactly what they're going through on a day-to-day basis. And I'll tell you, like this past week, I was tried. Not by my wife, but by that beautiful baby girl we call Zola. So it was 11 o'clock at night, right? I'm trying to rock her to sleep. She is asleep. So when I'm putting Zola to sleep every night, she snores in my arms. And I got to make sure she's snoring for at least 10 minutes.
Confirmation.
Big
You
facts.
know what I'm saying? You just can't put her right in the crib after you hear that first snore because she might wake back up.
Oh, my God. I could never put down
That
Isaiah when
whole
he's
the dropping and hit that.
Yeah. When they hit the bed. And
dang. And you up for another hour trying to
listen.
Rock the baby to sleep.
start shaking it.
It don't work. So I want to say it was either Thursday or it was Wednesday or Thursday, and she did 10 minutes of snoring in my hand. She drooling in my arm just like her mother. All right? Oh, she doing all of that. So I go to lay her down, and I'm like, okay, it's 10 after 11. I try to put her to bed at 10:30. It's 10 after 11. I lay her down, and as soon as I walk to the door, I'm just like,
Triggers.
No. So I'm trying to hit all the baby soft music. Okay, go to sleep. But you know she ain't go back to sleep when she's standing back up.
Oh, it's
yeah,
a wrap.
When they stand up.
Well,
It
here
is
we go
over.
again. And the worst part about it was that when I was rocking her to sleep, my eyes been closed the whole time. So I was there asleep with her. So I said, you know what, Shaka, time to wake back up. Let's put this baby girl down. So then she starts crying. And she's, you know when babies just cry like something's hurt?
Yes.
Ain't nothing wrong with them.
Nothing.
But they got that, oh my
That
God.
octave,
The-
yeah.
yeah, the
You didn't
octave.
know as a parent a
Oh.
nerve like that can hit your soul. It
It
pierces your.
hurt.
I believe God designs
Hurt.
your specific child's cry
Yep.
to knit to your soul. Meaning, literally, my door can be shut. There was one time something was going on with Isaiah. My door was shut. His door was shut, and I can literally hear like a sniffle or something like that. I instantly jumped up and like sprinted to the room. What's going on?
Good.
And he didn't know I could actually hear him, but I didn't. First of all, I didn't know I could hear him. Again, both doors were shut. But as a parent, it's that instinct nerve that you know when your kid is crying or when they're upset.
It hurt, but yeah, so she woke back up and she cried for a solid 10, 15 minutes. Tried my soul. Carried her this way, put her over my shoulder, carried her on my right arm. Nothing worked. I tried to get the bottle. This is how desperate I was. I gave her an empty bottle for something that you want to see if she'd be quiet. She took that bottle. She said, nope, I don't want this. I'm just going to cry. So then I'm just up there and I'm just like, God, this is.
I'm about to cry too.
I'm about to call him for reinforcements. So LaShonda's downstairs reading up for something that she's doing for school. Shout out to LaShonda for going back to school, for going to get here. We'll hear about it.
Hey, shout
Yeah,
out
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
Shonda.
So she's going back. But she sends me a text. She's like, hey, I hear the baby crying down here. You want me to come up for reinforcements? That's when you hit that.
Please.
No, I hit that. Nah, I'm good.
Pride is the devil.
Pride is a.
Your feelings will take you further than you want to go and leave you longer than you want to stay.
Because quote, I want to have it. I want to be self-sufficient.
I want to be able to do this because in my mind, I'm telling myself she's going to need time to study in the future. So I got to be able to pick up the mantle just a little bit. And I put her to bed every single night. This was just supposed to be something routine. She wasn't making my routine no more. So it took another solid 15 minutes. I had to put on Gracie's Corner. I had to put on the Mozart sleep sounds, all of that. So it went from trying to put her to bed at 10:30, and now I'm up till 11:55 till I got it. Now I got to sit in the room for 15 minutes and hear that snore.
See,
then when I lay her down and I go to bed, and I was just like, listen, if she wakes back up, LaShonda, that's you.
See, the thing is, look, what took 15 minutes, but it only took 5 minutes if you let LaShonda help you.
Possible.
See that's the thing I had to realize, because some days, the child doesn't want to go through the routine. I want mama to put me down. There's nothing wrong with you. She just wants something different. And I realized that, like with Ivory, I'm not trying to say like I can't put what Ivory does, what Zola does, but I know like with Ivory, whenever she was crying a lot, it'd be like, yo. It now becomes personal,
right?
And now it's no longer the fact of what you need. It's what I'm gonna sit there and accomplish. I hear you. You telling me I can't put you to sleep? Okay,
okay. When I tell you to go to sleep,
but yeah. So and then, like I said, finally, when I finally gave up, I said, you know what, Brittany, you're gonna have to do it because I could not do it. Like you said, when Brittany said you need help. Nah, I'm more upset the fact that Brittany even tried to help me. Nah, I don't want your help. Keep your help over there.
I need your help, but I don't want. So I to kind of chime in off that, kind of what we're talking about. How much more would it be to actually receive though help from other people? And because it sounded like you both guys, and I've been through it too. Lord, I had the exact same. I was quick to be like, Arion, please, please get him. I can't. Isaiah would not. No, I'm talking about, like you said, rock him. I had him right there every time I go to lay him down. I'd wait till he's snoring just like that.
Yep.
He'd always wake up. And finally, I give him to her. I'm like, I can't. Like, I'm watching her. I said, I'm doing everything that you're doing. And she put him down. He stay out for the night. I was like, how? What is this? To kind of go back on that question that we're talking about just now. It sounds like we go through phases as people or as men, since we're all men.
Yeah.
Of when you're doing something, again, it turns into being personal. No, I'm gonna get you to sleep. I'm gonna get it accomplished the way that I want you to get you accomplished.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the point to where you are now over your head, or it feels that you're over your head. And then when somebody extends that lifeline to, can I help you? Is it what rises up in us, or what makes it rise up? And to me, I jokingly said it's pride, and I think it is, to be honest. That I got it, I'm good, or I don't want you to perceive me as being weak or less than, even though that's not the case in the slightest. Somebody was just offering help because the situation needed to be handled. You needed help, and they're offering it, and nobody said anything about you feeling weak. But that's what your voice on the inside, it sounded like they were saying.
Yeah.
And then when your wife or somebody came along to actually help you, it truly made the situation better. And at the end of the day, you didn't care. As long as it got handled, you didn't care nothing about, quote, what she or whoever else somebody thought.
Correct.
So I guess my question really is that how do we get past that caring about what other people think about us or perceiving us when it comes to maybe stressful situations? And your stress, it could be a baby. It could be your job. It could be dealing with your mother or your father. Right, because everybody's situations is different, but how do you necessarily handle that? And I'll start with you, smart brother Bakari. But I need you talking to the mic because over here you rubbing your eye.
Hey, I had something. You get an eyelash in your eye though. I'm sure.
He over here crying. Hey man, ain't nothing wrong with a man crying.
Nothing wrong with a man
first
crying.
of all, don't do that to me. You see me get up right now.
Hey, we still gonna record though.
But I don't know. Be honest, I really don't even know how to answer that because I feel like growing up, I've always been that way. Somebody asks for help, no, I'm good, and
I want help.
Say, you gonna ask me a question?
My bad.
You gonna ask me a question?
Hey man,
your question.
Hey, my fault. This is for cutting me off.
The first question.
It's for cutting me off with your song, girl. My bad.
Deep thought.
My bad.
But growing up, even in school, and I feel like it's more of society teaches you these things because now I'm not gonna say teach you. I feel like society kind of taught me this. When you grow up and you sit there and you're around two situations, I'll give y'all. Being in school, growing up, you're around the students who are in class and you seeing that they're not asking questions. They just got to figure it out.
Yep.
Come on.
So then you start to be like, I don't have to sit and ask questions. If
Right.
they could do it, I can do it.
Right.
So then you want to sit there and be on their level and you want to be
Right.
like them, but you're not them.
I'm not.
You're different. Sometimes you need help. They might not need help in the subject, but you don't see them raising their hand in the next class when they need help.
Amen.
You're just
Yes.
looking at where they're at now.
Come on.
And with me, I kind of took that upon myself, saying I got to be like them.
Yeah.
Or when you do ask a question to somebody, as in what we said before, you try to be vulnerable. Hey, it might just be, hey, teacher, I might need help. And the teacher's like, was you not paying attention?
He gets
Automatic
Was you not paying
shutdown.
attention? I've sat there and went over this. In my mind, I'm thinking, yes, teacher, I understand you went over this, but I'm not really understanding the method that you're teaching, the method to how you're teaching it.
Absolutely.
And that will shut a kid down
Oh, for life.
in a way that he will no longer sit there and open up to a teacher
I'll never ask you
in
again.
class.
Right.
Absolutely.
I've had that.
In class. So therefore, you then start to go undercover. So you only go
Yup.
to the teacher when class is over.
That's it.
Or after school when the teacher's like, yo, I'm going to be here for a little bit. Then you'll come. But you'll
I
never
think
ask the question in class.
I think you hit something really, really big
Oh, yeah.
with that because
Nail on that
I
head.
honestly didn't think about that, but I remember multiple times I literally raised my hand to ask a question. And I was never worried about the kids. Generally, just I was paying attention, but it didn't comprehend with me.
Yeah.
Save all your questions to the end of the class, Mr. Jones.
Yep.
Or was you not paying attention?
Whoa, hey,
You're like,
hey.
and then
Never again.
this hit something inside of me to be
Yeah.
like, cool, I'm not gonna ask you, why did you come for me to help? Well, when I did ask for help,
Yeah.
I was rejected. I felt like at least I was rejected, and to me that put me farther and further back. And I remember Isaiah went through something similar, and I'm not saying it's teacher's fault. That's not what we're saying, because similar happened. When he was struggling in one of his classes a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and I'm like, bro, are you not asking questions? He says, well, no. I said, then whose fault is that? Now I realized my tone was not nice. I said, whose fault is that? I said, if you don't know something, you ask questions.
Amen.
I said, and I realized, I said, is anybody else asking questions in the class? And he was like, well, no. I said, listen, I don't care who's around you. What I said, because one of his best friends, I said, I don't care if your friend knows it or whatever. If you don't know it for yourself, that doesn't mean you know. Right?
True.
Ask questions. I said, don't be scared.
Always.
Be bold enough to be like, I don't care what you think. I don't care. You don't need what I need. Right? And I can say that emotionally, even as men. When somebody steps into asking for help, even if somebody rejects you, excuse me, that's fine. Excuse me, you don't need what I need.
Amen.
Right?
I hear that.
And we won't get too far into it, but I think of that situation, the lady with the issue of blood in the Bible, she dealt with it for 12 years.
Yeah.
And she literally got to the point to where she was crawling through a crowd, pushing and touching people, which in that time, if you had that issue, you wouldn't even supposed to be out in the market. Like being in public was a no-no. Basically, they treated her like she had COVID for her day. Like if you out and like that, you're borderline. You can be like, people will lose their minds.
Why are you out here?
But exactly, she got to the point she got so desperate, so tired of dealing with this issue, and then she heard about Jesus, somebody who could possibly change this situation. She said, excuse me, move, I don't care, don't move out your way, you don't need what I need. And she got healed from it, right? There's a lot of people out there who were, even Jesus said, who touched me? And the disciples low-key got an attitude with Jesus and saying, what are you talking about? Everybody's touching you. We're in a crowd. He says, no.
I touch you, God.
He said, everybody's touching you. I ain't gonna lie, that'd be probably my response. Somebody, what do you? I said, I know you're the son of God, but you have to be a stupid question like that. Everybody's touching you, Lord. I know me, though. I'll be honest. I would have said something like that.
Absolutely.
Get thee behind me, Satan.
He's tripping. Wow. But he says, no, I felt virtue. Or some translations read, I felt power leave me. Something happened when somebody just touched me. And he stopped and he acknowledged this woman who nobody else wanted to acknowledge, right? Or maybe forgot about. And I think about that, and I feel like that's how it ties up necessarily our lives of, reaching out for help, or, I can't necessarily help you. I'm going to do the very best I can, but I know a great Savior who can, our Lord Jesus Christ. But I understand everybody's walk is a little bit different, and I know everybody takes different routes, but we're going to get to the same destination. So I believe that in faith. But being willing to be vulnerable and ask those questions and try not to reject the people, or actually take what they're saying
into consideration.
Take it in consideration. Take it serious.
Yeah.
Because if I'm willing to open up to you, and if I hear you laugh or snicker or hold on, if I have to feel like I can't trust you with it, that makes it super hard. And like you said, maybe subconsciously we've learned that maybe from school. I remember, like you said, I failed a whole test thinking I could do something like somebody else.
Yeah.
I never forget my friend, shout out to my guy Brad, we was in college.
Yeah.
And he was super smart. He sat in the back. Bro, he wore shades in class. He was the coolest dude ever. Listen,
He's one of those.
He was one of those. But he was dumb smart. He was I think a chemistry or biology major. I was not. But again, he was my boy. And the way he talked about, he knew the class. I said, because I remember asking him, hey, man, you going to study for this test? You want to link up and we go over notes? He said, it shouldn't be that hard. I said, if you took notes in class, it's going to be pretty much easy. And I was like, I took notes.
Right? You right.
You right. I said, I'm not worried about this little test out here. I said, you right. It is kind of easy. Bruh. Listen, so I did go over my notes. I still do my light study habit. So I said, you right. I was going through. I said, it ain't nothing.
Me and God got this.
It
was an econ. I never forget. It was an econ. And she passing out the papers and stuff back. First and foremost, teachers,
she gave him the fold
please
joint,
stop. Please stop trying. You, as much as you try to hide it, unless you do everybody's paper like this, when you fold that one paper from the student, everybody in class know he or she just failed. Listen, I see her passing out these papers, and I said, look, I have zero inclination that I did anything less than an A. I promise you, my whole soul, I knew.
You thought you did well.
I knew. I didn't think. I knew I killed it. Knew I killed it. Listen, when she said, "Look," she folded paper, Mr. Jones. I said, "Oh
God,
Mr. Jones." I said, "I turned that paper over, bro. I got a smooth. Actually, I got like a 75." I said, "Bro, how?" I'm hearing the whole class. Yeah, I just killed it. Just got it. Look. Oh my God. And boy, my boy.
Hey, John, what'd you get?
Hey, look, my boy Brad, he in the back. He says, hey, I was at the class. He said, hey, what'd you get? I said, we killed it. You know?
Killed it all right.
Yeah, we rocked him out here. I said, what'd you get?
He
said, he was hot too. He said, I got a 98. He said, man, that one raggedy question, I knew the answer. I was like, whoo.
How dare you suck your teeth at a 98, boy.
Well, I'll punch you in your throat. See what I got. But then I realized, I said, Anthony, it's okay. You're not on his level.
That's not,
or quote, you don't retain information like he does.
No.
In that subject.
In that particular subject.
Yeah.
So what in the world are you trying to accomplish or quote, prove to somebody who's not even watching or could care less with that answer or that idea?
About him.
That's crazy. Let me tell you, to double back off of what both of you guys said, because I never thought about, when you grow up to become an adult, they say when you hit therapy, everything relates back to your childhood, right? Like literally all of your adult behaviors and mannerisms usually a result of something that happened to you as a kid. And I never thought about how when you said, whenever you're in the class, or like Anthony, when you said, save your questions till the end. But I was definitely that kid that I raised my hand to ask one question in class. Don't remember what class it was, but the teacher blew me off. And at that moment, I said, I'll never ask another question again.
Right.
Hear me now.
Hear me now.
You will never get another question out of me.
And I'm telling you, from that moment on, unless I trusted the teacher, I never raised my hand for nothing. Even like going into college, I was just like, I don't really need help with this.
It was weird, even with answers that you do know.
Yeah.
So I remember literally being chastised because I raised my. Anybody else know the question? Look, I know it. Team is missing so and so, rocking it, and then you hear from your team of classmates, He always teacher's pet, or you all smart, brother.
man.
I ain't gonna. That one actually kind of fueled me to. I mean, on the flip side, to answer more questions because
Yeah.
I kind of want to make you more upset that I knew the answers.
Oh yeah.
And also, I was competitive. So if I see one of my friends who raising that question, I want to know the answer too.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna front. Sometimes I didn't know the answer, but I knew by the time the teacher got to me, if he or she didn't know the answer,
Yeah.
I could find it.
I got it.
I can find it.
Oh, one of the worst things, man. I ain't gonna lie. I understand you're supposed to do your studying, but when a teacher calls on you, unprepared.
Father.
All right, and with this question, Bakari,
What
You
happened?
not even the right book.
and then now you start to sweat. You start to feel your
yeah.
body get hot, look, and you don't know the answer, so you just sitting there in silent. So what's the answer?
I'll be honest with you. I am.
Let me tell you.
Now you got to make a class clown out yourself
Yup.
just to get yourself out of a situation. Bro, I got sent to the office many times in history class.
Bro, just answer the question.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this happened. History was never my subject.
I loved history.
History was never my subject. I hated it. I got sent out of class so many times during that, and it was a deal I made with the teacher. Look, I ain't gonna tell you the teacher's name.
Yeah.
But it's a deal I made with the teacher. He said, I said, if I pass my SOL, you have to pass me in the class. That was the
Really?
deal.
That was the deal.
That was I got sent out of class. I was outside of the class more than I was inside the class.
What was you doing?
Acting a
I
donkey.
No, but basically,
Acting a
I was
donkey.
a whole jack.
Wow.
The jack of all trades. But yeah, so I got to the history SOL and the crazy. I didn't study. I didn't know it. I didn't care
Yeah.
for it. Passed it, I think, by 30 points.
By the skin of his teeth.
But I passed, though.
Walked up to my teacher. I said, I passed, right? Deal's a deal.
He said, "Wait, okay."
He gave me a high C. I said, all right, that's all I need.
Facts.
I'll take. Hopefully, the days are gone where teachers are calling kids up to the board, knowing like.
First of all, they got computers now, so that board thing. I don't know if most classrooms they have them.
I feel like smart boards are even a thing of the past now.
Yeah, I remember when they first got smart boards, bro.
sweet.
I watched first of all the top five.
thought we
It
were
had,
in Jetsons.
it had nothing to do with anything, but I watched my teacher
Yeah.
write on a smart board with magic marker, and we.
Wow.
I was like, Miss So and So. I said, you have the wrong
Man,
marker.
man.
Be quiet. She said, Mr. Jones, same all the question. I said, no, you have the wrong marker. And I watched her draw. I'm talking about. She drew this big old circle on it, and when she went to go erase it, it didn't budge. Oh, bro. Put it this way. She said, "Everybody, just you can get on computers. It's a free day, rest of the day." I said, "Bet it is."
She had to go teach summer school to make up for that.
Bro, the boards were dumb expensive at
Oh
the time.
yeah.
How much
That's wow.
How much time we got, though?
We are.
At 47-ish minutes. So we
Oh,
might
we
have
about
to-
to-
we
yeah,
might
we
have
have
to
to
break this
wind it
down.
down.
there
Now
for
we
the-
still got
for the
how much time do
people.
we have total? 50, 58?
57.
57. All right. One more.
I knew you was
Decent.
gonna do
Come on, man.
Every single
I'm
time
trying
you
to go
do
to
this,
the-
man,
Why'd you,
shut
give,
down.
why'd you give him the option though? I was
First of all,
I said what time is it? I said let's go ahead
Again,
and
guys,
shut this down right here.
for you
I'm
guys,
telling
we
y'all,
have to have timers.
y'all just
and
gonna
some
see
limits
this
for
go
sale.
black.
We love what we do, and if we don't keep track of time with us, we like a Baptist preacher.
Oh, come
When you
on,
start seeing that napkin, if you start seeing that napkin come out, well,
It's not even napkin.
I remember-
Bro, I got 58 minutes on the phone
58
cord. This will shut off.
I legit got 48 minutes on my phone
That's
right
what
now.
listen,
This will shut
I
off.
remember
This
being
is a
in.
lighthearted question.
Okay,
all
so
right?
kind of shifting
If
gears
you
a little
can
bit.
only keep one song dedicated to mamas between Kanye West's "Hey Mama" or Boys to Men.
Oh, easy.
Mama. Wait, before you, it ain't easy.
I already know. It's
It ain't
easy. It's a simple. It's
It
an easy
ain't
question.
easy. If you can only
You said the
keep
Boys
one,
to Men. What
the
is
Boys
it?
to Men's song to Mama or Kanye West song "Hey Mama." Which one you keeping? Which one you getting rid of forever?
I don't know the Boys to Men.
Yes, you do.
What?
Let's
You
sing
don't-
it.
Mama, Mama, you know I love you. First of all,
Oh, so yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'll say, bro,
You're right,
we
my fault,
gonna
my
take
fault. I didn't
Bakari's
know 'cause I was
all-
thinking.
But anyway, I think easy. Mama, Boys to Men. That's the one I'm keeping.
that's what you keeping.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
had to say Kanye West.
You keeping that one?
Yeah,
Oh, you-
because I guess because of the struggle.
Well, nah, because you literally didn't know
Hey,
what
mama.
you didn't literally. You give me that. You literally never heard that
I
song
want to
25
scream
minutes
so
ago.
loud for you.
Like I ain't never heard the voice of
he's
men.
But
I
nah,
gotta
because
keep
I
it
had to
going.
think. 'Cause I said,
Nah, he didn't know.
Because in my mind, when you said Mama
didn't know,
song,
y'all.
I was thinking Tupac. I thought he was gonna say Tupac.
He
Yeah.
said Tupac, mama, dear mama. If you're a thug, yeah.
First of all, now I'm gonna have to throw that song in there. 17 years old, kicked
down
down on the streets.
Ain't a woman alive that can take my mama's place.
Suspended from school. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna throw that one in there too. So between Tupac, Boyz II Men, and Kanye West, which one had the better song for Mama?
Me, I feel like it's Kanye still. In my opinion.
Okay, I like that. I mean, it's not a bad one.
Mama. I want to scream so loud for you.
Why you feel like you gotta sing everything?
Because I'm so proud of you.
Anywho,
Let me
Anywho.
tell you when I'm about to
But
do
I
it.
think for mine, I'm clearly picking Mama. I cannot hear that song and Boyz II Men Mama and not tear up. Everything it played at. I already know I'm not married yet, but I'm pretty sure it's been overplayed at every mother son dance at a wedding, especially black wedding.
yeah, you can't really dance to Hey Mama.
I mean, you can't. I mean, you can
can't
play
really
it.
dance to Tupac's Dear Mama.
I mean, you can't. I don't think you can dance to either one of those songs. But I'm just saying that song, "Hey Mama," every time it hits a part of my soul, that I'm like, "Mama, I love you."
you know, I truly think that the three different songs pull out a different emotion.
True.
Like I feel like the Boyz II Men, Hey Mama, like you said, brings out that soft side.
Yeah, the sweeter
Mama,
side.
you're the queen of my heart. Your love is like tears.
I can
from
do
the
it, Lord.
start.
She did everything for me. I love you,
just
Mama.
want you to know. So that one makes you want to tear up. But when you listen to Kanye West's Hey Mama, it almost makes you like, I want to go hard just for my mama. I want to put her in that house that you just like. What's the one verse? Tell me the perfect color so I
Make
make.
it just right.
Know what I'm saying? It don't gotta be Mother's Day
or your birthday
for me to just call and say.
hey,
So,
hey,
so the
mama.
Kanye West song really just makes you know what? I'm gonna get my mama that mansion that we couldn't afford. See your unbreakable, unmistakable, highly capable. Lady, let's make it loop. When you listen to that one, you like, you know what? I'm gonna get my mama that mansion one day.
But I think we did add off that, and I know
Yeah.
we shifted way off.
Way,
but
way off.
For the Tupac version, it makes you, of course, think of the struggle.
Yes.
And it makes me think a little bit of the questions that you don't know or ask about your parents, like the
Yes.
way that they grew up. It makes me think of the stuff that I don't know, my mom doesn't share, maybe out of respect or hurt. That she says with me, but I know the sacrifice. Matter of fact, I don't know all the sacrifices
we'll
that she
never
did
know.
or didn't. The tears that she shed, and maybe like I said, and partially maybe, and again, chime a little bit on that question. The
Yeah.
things that we feel like I have to come right and correct. My mom did it, so I can do it. Right?
That's it.
I never seen my mom fuss or cry about this situation.
Nope.
Anthony, you can make it. You can do it too. I mean, that's probably not healthy, or probably not actually always. That's actually incomplete.
Yeah.
Correct.
But it's not bad. It's not just incomplete. But that's the Tupac version that makes me think of, and it makes me think my mom's kind of gangster side because
I feel like if we were more in the
sometimes.
streets, because none of us have been mistaken to be gangster.
Oh no,
At all, ever
my
in our
mom,
life.
my mom fought too hard to be out here to be talking about. Listen, that's the reason I ask Isaiah. One time he came from school, I used to
Yeah.
get listen. That whole sagging thing, and it's
Oh,
not
God.
about culture, whatever. She would lose her mind. I worked too hard and
You
too
to
long.
show your butt
to show your behind. And
You
she
don't
said,
even wash
I
your butt,
bought,
boy.
She said, I bought these pants to fit, and you want to wear them off your behind? Okay.
So if you want to show your butt, let me get you some backless chaps out here.
I'm gonna show
you
you.
really want.
So that's why I think I'm also triggered. Isaiah came in here one time. He wasn't trying to sag or to be
Yeah.
cool. He literally
Not
just
on
forgot
purpose.
his belt.
Yeah.
And I saw him literally. I'm talking about he's holding it at the bottom, like to hold him on. I said, I know you didn't go to school like
Oh
this.
my God.
I know you don't have these people thinking that I'm just sending you in anything out here. You know what? I said we left for Walmart
We're going to Walmart
immediately,
tonight.
expeditiously, and grabbed 2 belts. So tell me you can't find one, you don't have one.
Wow, you gonna send him to school with a belt?
Listen.
you really trying to have him looking like Dr. Doolittle?
Listen, I don't care. Listen, we don't play that. The homie don't play that.
All right, podcast listeners out there in podcast land, look here. We are so thankful that y'all came out. Yeah, I cut y'all off short.
That's
That's
good.
all.
It's
That's all
good.
good.
It's
Go
good.
ahead.
Time,
Beat
the
it. I'm gonna
time,
knock you out off camera.
I'm telling you right now, my phone about to cut off. But nah,
still got
just
5 minutes.
Look, thank y'all for tuning in once again to another season. Like, comment,
Season?
share.
This end of the season?
Nah,
You said
not yet.
another season?
Another episode.
What I said?
Another
That's
season.
why you don't do the
My
outro.
fault. The end of the episode. Look, so be it. I don't
Fumbles
care,
McGee
I don't care what you
over
think
here.
of me.
Again, this
I know who I am at
this how
30
the
years
people
old
know
now.
we're brothers out here. We're here bickering over small things.
Look here, like, comment, share. Look, comment on how you feel about the episode. Comment on what reached out to you, and
Also
comment whatever questions you have.
Right, we want to know.
So we out here, we actually be looking and going back to the comments and reading them. So we would love to answer some of y'all's questions on what y'all have for this podcast. But once again, I got my brother Anthony in the white shirt. What does it say? Do it for the Lord.
Do it. Look, it says do it for the Lord, not the likes, not the follows, not the mentions, not validation, but do it for the Lord out
Lord.
here.
Do it
Big
for the
G.
Lord. And then we got Shaka with the daddy shark. Do. Hey, but like I said, we love y'all. Peace out.
Peace. You always doing this like you sent me Sosa out
Hey,
here.
man, forget y'all.
Sick of it, man.
I am
I'm sick of
of
it.
it.
y'all.
No, we
Look
gonna call
here.
it out here.
I found myself out
Hey,
here.
yo, cut the phone off, B.